and more games. The ECA is actually a non-profit organization, and Hal Pinn is going to tell me a little bit about what you guys do.
Sure. The Entertainment Consumers Association is a new non-profit that represents the rights of gamers, game consumers. So we're a 501c4. It's sort of like AAA is for automobiles and drivers, is what we do for gamers.
Now, so are you kind of against the whole gaming causes mass violence and chaos in the streets, and that's why everyone's killing everyone? Is that what you're standing against?
Yes, we do a lot of state and federal advocacy where anti-games advocates and legislators are trying to we try to overturn the laws that they pass, which would inhibit the rights of our members from being able to buy and rent and play games. So, it's that argument is a good chunk of the advocacy efforts that we do.
Now, what's your big fight right now? What's the big battle you're waging right now? Not to use kind of language.
Well, other than the anti-games and anti-gamer stuff, we also work on net neutrality, and we've been getting involved in a whole host of other things related to Digital Millennium Copyright Act and fair use, that sort of thing. So we're only a year old, so we're still really just ramping up efforts. But those are sort of the central things in the advocacy side of what we do that we're working on.
Could you give me a little bit of a rundown on where you stand with net neutrality? I mean, it is a huge issue with the net, and there's really only one organization that I knew of before I talked to you that was doing anything about it. Can you give our viewers, kind of a synopsis of what's going on?
Sure, yeah, it's actually become a really topical issue as well, because I understand that Barack Obama was one of the few candidates who came out and said that they'd come out for net neutrality, where most of them won't take a position at all. That could be because they're accepting money from telecommunications companies.
No.
Yeah. It's important to gamers and to gaming in general because, we don't want toll booths up on the internet, slowing down the gaming experience, especially when online gaming and downloading of gaming has become so prolific.
Can you provide a little bit of commentary on DRM? I mean, Microsoft and their announcements with DRM-free music, and everyone's saying that maybe Apple and iTunes might do it. What are your views on that?
Yeah, DRM I think is one of those things that were put in place for all of the right reasons, but doesn't necessarily accomplish what the copyright holders would like it to. And they're sort of slowly coming around to realizing that it's really inhibiting their customers, who are the paying customers, from being able to enjoy digital media the way that they want to.
One of the interesting things that I find about, say, even Bill Gates' talk at the beginning of CES was he was really positioning around cloudware and how a lot of Microsoft products are really, essentially going to be just in the cloud.
Right.
Now, where does that leave us if our computers are essential to how it runs,
right,
but yet we don't actually own or have possession of the content?
Right.
What are some of the issues surrounding that?
Well, that's a tricky issue. On the PC side of things, you license the product rather than purchasing it, where with console product, you're purchasing the games. And so that'll be an interesting thing to see how it plays out over the next generation that comes out, the PS4, because at that point, we'll be seeing a transition, in my mind anyway, from owned media to licensed media, and then rights come into question big time.
Definitely. Now, as you obviously like gaming, what's your favorite system?
If I played one more than any other, it's probably PC. But I own all three of them in different capacities. One we have at my parents' house, so I play all of them. I'm really agnostic. To me, it's more about the content than about the companies, and I'm not really as brand loyal as probably they'd like me to be.
Okay, well, what about your favorite Atari game?
I don't know. Pitfall was a good one. You're talking classic days, right?
Yeah, classic, okay. Yeah.
Pong was the thing that drew me in, just like everybody else back in the old days. So I guess I'd have to defer to Pong.
Fantastic. Well, Hal, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me about net neutrality and gaming and all the other fantastic things your nonprofit's working on.
No, thank you very much for all your time and for your attention. And if your viewers are interested in joining or just finding out more about what we talked about, they can go to our website at www.theeca.com. And then I'd also like to present you with one of our t-shirts that we give to members.
Fantastic! Contrary to popular opinion, these don't make me a killer. Ow, ow! This has been Hal Halpin with the ECA, and I'm Nicole Scott, talking about gaming at CES.